Thought I hit.
Oh, start. Got it. Okay. All right.
Yay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Uh,
Kimmie and
this is
Lorena are
Lorina.
back.
What was that?
Oh, I just said Kimmie and Lorena are back.
Yeah, Kimmie and Lorina are back. That's a good, yeah, we're here doing another video. Do you want to start talking first? I usually, see, I make the assumption that I'm used to doing this more, so I just kind of jump in.
No,
But
that's
if you feel, if you want to jump in, please do so.
no, you are better at this. You have more experience. But yes, I'm Kimmie, and we are back for another fun talk on some topics such as higher self and quick psychic development techniques. And I am an acupuncturist and studier of consciousness and dream work, was a combo practitioner, and just always trying to up my game as far as spiritual awareness. So back to
Me
you.
too. Except I'm not an acupuncturist or did combo. But yeah, I do psychic work, mediumship, healing work, and just a lifelong seeker of deeper wisdom, knowledge, information, and higher states of consciousness. That's the good stuff to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So where do you want to start today?
Let's, I think, start on the higher self.
Okay,
I
cool.
don't know. Do you think it's a good place to start?
Sure. So okay, so we did start talking about this a little bit. So how do you connect with your higher self? What is your technique for doing that?
You know, and like I was just telling this to you that I feel like all the work that I'd ever been doing was so focused on healing my trauma because I felt like I was under a weight of a lot of karma that I was resolving, and I knew I saw that in a healing session I had, that I actually had a contract to come down, heal a lot of karma, I had a lot of heavy ancestral karma, that I was just so focused on healing my pain that it wasn't until now, until I feel like I've come up that mountain, that I'm like, oh, there's this higher self that I just could not feel it. I could not think about it until last year or so. Um,
Mhm.
so for me, I feel it through nature and
Uh-huh.
and dream work. But
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And do you feel like as time has gone on that you are more connected to your higher self and that you can just like, okay, or is it more gradual? Is it conscious or does it just happen?
well, it's been gradual, and it's just been in my face the last probably month or two, based on some intense dreams I've had about like sitting there and feeling, and I don't know if I told you about this or not, feeling like a light came on in my head. And
Mhm.
if I had, and feeling that realm where I think we all exist at our highest state. And
Yeah,
and I was like, wow, like this is a whole new level. Like I don't know if I leveled up in that awareness.
it
Um,
sounds like it.
where it's presenting itself to me now. So now it's like, okay, like let's make this more of an intention of where you should go with
Mhm.
your um to find who I really am outside of Kim Mathis. Because that's
Mhm.
what I
Right.
wasn't doing for so long, you know?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, yeah. Because you are more than what, yeah, just this entity, Kim.
yeah.
Yeah, as we all are. So for me, I think after I had this experience, where I talk about where I saw these beings all come in, like about 10 beings, and they were light beings, and they kind of looked angelic. This energy that was coming off them was incredibly beautiful. And the one stepped down in front of me and asked me if I knew how to, if I wanted to know how to manifest.
Hmm.
That I think I've shared that. I'm pretty sure I have. Anyway, when I had that experience, the being that stepped forward and started communicating with me telepathically, um, I thought, oh, that's me. That's my higher self.
Wow.
And at this point, I don't know if that was me, my higher self, but that was my perception.
Okay.
And so since then, I kind of use that. That was my like, okay, let's see, this is what my higher self looks like. And so I just kind of imagine that and see that being, so the other part of me come down and almost like this column of light come down through me and ask that to come in is what I do. And I've also done that for other people. Usually at the end of energy healing sessions, I have people stand up and I ask, and it's really, really simple. I just say, I'm asking, and I say it out loud as I'm doing it, I'm asking their higher self to step forward and help this person consciously connect with their higher self and bring that energy in. And I literally like see that energy coming in down through them and mostly and down through the spine. And I ask them to like literally help them know that they are consciously connected. And so, and I bring the energy down through the bottom of the spine and then down into the ground and do little things too while I'm doing that. And literally they can feel that happening. Like their energy field is really shifting and changing to a higher frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So, and so that was, no one taught me how to do that. I just started doing it because
That just
like,
kind of came to
I
you.
can do this. That's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, so that's what I have done since then. But at this point, because I've had other experiences, I don't know if that's my higher self. That might be me in a different dimension. That's probably more accurate. Because I've also had an experience where I felt this, where I was doing some breathing exercise, some intense breathing exercises, and where I popped out of my body and was bilocating. And I saw myself, me, and I saw my Christed self, which is me, and I probably a fifth dimensional self. That's a guess. But and then my higher self, and I couldn't see my higher self. I actually couldn't see, but it felt to me like this is my higher self, which is this energy that was so expansive and big, and that it's impossible for me to see in that state. So that doesn't mean I can't see it, or that we have a representation that our higher self will send a representation of what they look like down to you, so that you feel better, so that you feel connected. But I think that it's bigger than what we actually imagine. So, and when you're working in these realms, what's the truth? That's really hard to nail down.
Right.
It's experience and it's perception. Yeah. So, but what you can do, so since then, so what I do for myself is any kind of psychic work that I do, or healing work, or meditation even, I ask, first of all, to connect with the divine, which is, hey, that's whatever you want to call it, divine source, the big guy in the sky, you can call it what you want. It's, I call that in. And after that, then I say, and now I'm connecting with my higher self. And I just say, I'm now connecting with my higher self. And sometimes I do this with my hand. This is like my energy.
I was like the signal you send up with your energy, like
yeah. So it's like, this is my little signal, I'm connected.
okay.
And so yeah. And so I do that, and it's like, and I just feel it's like I'm asking my higher self to come in now. And I wait for that shift. I literally wait for that shift to feel that coming in. And it can be that simple. And in fact, usually when I do this, I start feeling it, because I've set it up as this is my little hand signal. Come on in.
Is that like
and that just happened?
You're receiving? That's your receiving side too, the left.
Yeah, that's the left side, and I am left-handed, so it's just like natural for me to just do that.
Okay.
But that's kind of how I've been operating, and that happened naturally. One day I was just like, okay, come on in. And so yeah. Anyway, so I want to encourage people to try that, to just ask that energy to come in consciously, so that you consciously connect, because you want more of a conscious connection. Well, I think we all do. When I say you, I mean in general. I think we all want that. That's connected to spirit, to source, to all those things. A lot of it has to do with just asking and be open. It can be that simple.
Right.
And yeah, and then meditating and doing breath work and all those other things really help a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
and that's like
hiking.
from like what you're, saying, and like what I feel like the message I've been getting a lot more lately, and I'm sure other people are in the collective, is setting the
Mhm.
intention for this experience and for like
Yeah.
those bigger types of experience. I was listening to, I forgot who it was, I forgot which teacher. It might have been Craig Holiday. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's a consciousness teacher, and he was saying the reason, I hope I'm correctly phrasing how he worded it. He said the reason it's so overwhelming to have these experiences with the higher self or the true self is there's no room actually in that full experience, um to have you as Lorena or me as Kim, because once you fully go
Mhm.
there, there's no space for that to exist anymore. And that's why it is so daunting to have that download and to, to keep moving
Mhm.
towards that, because you have to be willing to let go more and more of like the ego death,
Yeah.
where
And
it
your
can't survive.
identity.
Basically what he's saying is Kim Mathis and Lorena cannot survive in that space.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what, yeah, the more you identify with who you think you are, the harder it is to access those states. Because you have to let those, because those are boundaries, they're limitations. So you have to kind of let them go
Mhm.
and be willing to see yourself in a different way
Yeah.
than what you have labeled yourself to be.
Hmm.
Now, those labels can be really important as far as growth, those identities, that as far as how you grow and how you need to grow and your journey. But at some point, you got to loosen up all those labels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's really important. Like, yes, I'm, a mother, a sister. Um, uh, I was a hairdresser. I was a rebel. I was all those identities. You got to, yes, maybe you are those things, but only in the limited version of yourself right here.
Right.
Let those go. Let those go, because you can always bring them back. But
Hmm.
let them go so that other things can come in. So you can see yourself in a different way, which is your higher self, is a different version of you. Like like a really amazing version of you. Like probably the ultimate besides source itself. I'm just imagining that. I'm not positive about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
And that's why I
Uh,
feel like there's some times where I let myself plateau, like, and like I'm in a space right now where I'm coming out of plateauing, because I've been avoiding that unknown of like, spirit, like not only spiritual growth, but psychic development. Like there's something about like, what am I going to see next? That's really exciting, but they can be really scary at the same time,
yeah.
you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's risky.
It is risky.
It's placing yourself in that, let's just, having the intention, but also and being open all at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's about, and the thing about intention is it's really important to have intention.
Hmm.
Like sometimes when people come in for an energy healing session or a psychic session, they just, well, I don't care, whatever. uh, and it's like, okay, that, well, there might be intention that's hidden and they just don't want to say anything, but
Right.
it's actually works a lot better, a lot better if you know what you want and be open to set that intention so that you will get what you want, so that you get the information or the healing or whatever that you need.
Yeah.
um, it's really important. Yeah, because then it could be like, oh look, the Queen of England just showed up for your meeting.
Like really random.
And she's just here, she has nothing to say, but she wanted to visit. Yeah. It's like, well, I don't care about the Queen of England. you know so it's good to know, what you want. And
Yeah.
it's because that kind of directs the path. It directs your life, actually, to know what you want. but not get locked into it. Can't be, you got to be open and directed
Yeah.
simultaneously. Yes. Anyway, anything else about that?
No, the only thing I had recently where I was questioning, I was like, is this higher self, or it was an experience, was it was a loose, like a kind of that same kind of hypnagogic, hopefully I'm saying that right,
Yeah.
state where
Uh-huh.
I felt the white light like come in to my space,
Mhm.
and it was so bright that I actually in the lucid dream put my arm over my eyes to sort of shield my,
Wow.
and this female presence came into the room, and it was like I can't even describe it. And then I woke up because it was like an introduction to me. Like,
Oh,
hi, like I am here, and the white light and this golden white light, and then around her was also this feeling of like soft blue light. Um,
uh-huh.
but it was like something I've never experienced before. And so I woke up pretty quickly out of it because it jolted me. And I was like, was that me meeting my higher self? But does it come in that kind of form? Like, I don't
It
know.
could be. Well, that's, you can ask yourself that in a meditation, but you can also, how does it feel? Just tune into, did it feel like it was you? Because it could be just what we were talking about, is a representation of your higher self. They put themselves in a spirit form and came to visit you.
Yeah, in a way that I could accept, right? That
Yes. Yes. That,
approachable,
yeah. Yeah.
which makes sense
Exactly.
because she showed up also with a beautiful German Shepherd looking dog, which
Oh,
that's very significant to me because I was raised with three German Shepherds. So,
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
oh, okay.
Ah, ah, yeah. It sounds like it definitely could have been, but you're the one who gets to decide that.
And that's
Yeah.
probably the point, like to keep exploring
Uh-huh.
those experiences and working with them to get clarity.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a QHHT session with somebody about a year ago or something. And because I do QHHT, which is the Dolores Cannon style of hypnosis. Anyway, so when you do that, you actually sit and talk for about 2 hours about your life and stuff. And uh, just it's to get an idea of who you are and what your issues are and what you can do in that session. So, but I did tell this woman about my experience of seeing this being, this full on being. And this was like around 20, I think it was 21 years old, 21. Yeah. Because I was a cocktail waitress. So
Okay.
back in Utah. Anyway, so quick story. I spent the night with this guy and who I was dating, Larry. And anyway, disco era, Larry. And anyway, so I was at his house and I woke up in the morning and it was right at dawn where the sun is filtering in through the curtains, and I woke up and there's a being standing right in front of me. Now this is like a light being, and it looked really, I mean, I sat up and was watching him, and he was floating at the edge of the bed. Like his feet were right at the very edge of the top of the bed. And it was a light being, and it was a man, and he looked like Father Time. He had long white hair, he had a long beard and mustache, and he had robes. He wore white robes, all white, blue eyes, translucent, but but I couldn't really see through him. So it was light, but I could see it so clearly that I could see the robe that he wore. I could literally see the weaving of the light that created the robe. It was that clear. And I just sat and stared at it. I didn't have a thought of, oh, that's I didn't think, oh, look at what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a light being. It looks kind of like an angel and float. My brain was not working like that at all. I just stared at him and observed him.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure that I was being manipulated to stay in that state. And that at some point, and I don't even know how long I was staring at him, and it didn't say a word, didn't project any thoughts to me, nothing. I was just staring at him. And at some point I went, I'm going to lay back down. And I laid back down. And the minute I laid down, I went, oh my God, what did I just see? And I sat up, and of course it was gone. So, and I don't know if there was more to that experience or not, and I just don't remember. But the point, and for years I thought that was an angel, and I asked tons of people, healers, psychics, what they thought this was, and everybody came up with different angels and blah blah blah. He didn't have wings, no wings. Anyway, then I did eventually. I was talking to somebody who's a channeler, and I was describing him, and he said, "Oh, that sounds like Ascended Master Melchizedek." And so I looked it up, and he looks like Father Time, and that's who this guy looks like.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, so I was telling this woman that back to the QHHT, I was telling her about this story, and she goes, "What does it feel like to see your higher self?" And I'm like, "That was not my higher self." And she's like, "No, that was your higher self. I know that was your higher self," and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, and I'm like, "Oh my God, you're not even listening to me.
Yeah.
You're not hearing what I'm saying. I've had enough experiences. I don't think that was my higher self.
Right.
I don't, and I never have. I think that that was a visitation, and I was really messed up at that time period, and I needed help, and so I think that's why I had a visitation. But I don't think that was my higher self. So that's the reason why I'm telling this is I think for you, you are the one who can tune in and decide who that is for you.
True.
That was your experience. So anyway, that's all. That was a long way around that.
No, and that's a great reminder because sometimes we forget. I'm starting to realize even when you receive a dream or like something in your meditation and you're like confused, I've realized by guidance lately, like we can go back into those dreams and those metaphors and meditate on them and see if we can extract more information
Yeah.
because they're
And
still
you're
there.
bringing it back.
Yeah.
That energetically, you are tuning back into that. And so they may revisit you actually while you're doing that.
Right.
And it might not be in the same way, but yeah, it's sort of like tuning into that frequency again and like, okay, who was that?
Mhm.
And how can she help you? And what kind of message do you have? You can take it further.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
I can't wait to hear.
I'll have to put some intention at it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. That's a fun thing.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Anything else about that?
No, I think that I covered on my side.
Okay. Yeah. And then we also would maybe do some quick psychic development techniques.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what you have because I don't really have any short ones, but I know
Oh,
you've got a lot in your
I
repertoire.
got a few. Well, the one I was thinking of in particular is it's super easy. So what you do is there's several, but one is super easy. So of course you get into that state where like you do maybe some breath work, do a little bit of meditation, and then ask to see. So start visualizing. So you're going to turn on your visualization
Okay.
powers here. And so what you're doing is okay, so I'm standing in front of my home, wherever that's apartment building, house, whatever. I'm standing in front of my home. Now imagine yourself standing in front of your home, in front of your door. Okay, now imagine that it's 5 weeks from now
Okay.
as you're standing there. Turn around, look around, and what's different? What's different in your life? And you can even see yourself walking into the house. What's different in 5 weeks? Is there anything significant that's different? Just looking around. And you don't have to take a long time doing it.
It looks about the same. I mean,
Looks
that
about
means things are going to be the same.
Okay, so again, so see yourself in front of your door again.
Okay.
Okay, and now you're standing there. You got your hand on the door. Okay, so now we're going to go 3 months into the future. Open the door. What's happening in 3 months in the future as you open the door and see all around you? And this could be you're seeing all around you, like your work, your home, the people around you. What do you see? It's just that simple.
It's funny. It's not really a seeing. I know I'm supposed to activate my seeing. It's feeling.
Well, you can see, it can feel too. It's part of your senses, your psychic senses.
It just
Oh,
feels like busier, like I'm busier,
uh-huh.
and working with somebody new.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can do that again and see if you can get more information. And then you can, and then one more time. So this is
Okay.
like you do it 3 times.
I
So
need to hang out.
again, yeah.
Okay.
So so what you do is you just close your eyes using your visualization and your feeling and your projection. So you're at your door again. And this time we're going to go 6 months into the future. So you're going to open your door, walk in, looking around you, feeling around you, and how does it feel? What do you see that's different? Or maybe not too much has changed. It doesn't matter. This is like it's you seeing into the future.
Hmm.
What do you see?
I don't feel like I'm there. Um,
Aha.
that's
I was going to say you might be somewhere else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt like there was water close by, which I'm not anywhere near water.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. See? Okay. And
Yeah.
so you could go further into that and go, what's that? What's around me?
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's a really simple precognitive exercise. So that precog means precognitive. You're seeing into the future.
Okay.
Super simple, super easy.
Yeah. So you're
Yeah.
just setting your intention, you're opening up your third eye, you're moving through the time space continuum with yeah.
And just by starting in a really simple place, like you're just at your door, you're going to open the door and see what's different.
Nice.
Yeah. Or you might have a new car in the parking lot or the garage. I mean, it could be anything. So you just open that space to see what's there in your own future. Yeah.
That's cool. I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do have another really quick one if you want to. And I teach this in my class, which you can't really do this right now, but it's a way to start becoming more clairvoyant
Okay.
and super easy. And I learned this in a remote viewing class as a practice. So we were supposed to do it every night for at least 10 minutes to start opening up your clairvoyant abilities,
Uh-huh.
which is to see. Clairvoyance is to see clearly. And so what you do is you just go onto YouTube and get some binaural beats, or you can do isochronic tones.
Okay.
Isochronic tones, which either one or both, they're now making them in both isochronic and binaural beats combined. So it's more powerful. And so what you would do is do theta, look for theta binaural beats, and then listen to those. You have to use the earbuds
Yeah.
or
Or your
or headphones. Yeah. Because it's a brain activation thing. And so you do need that. And so what you do is, so you put your eyes up at a 45-degree angle. So not so that it's painful, but just because that automatically, when you do that, you close your eyes and put your eyes up at that angle, that takes you into an alpha state. So looking up here,
Okay.
that takes you into a more relaxed state immediately. So close your eyes and do that. So all you do while you're doing this and get the music going, find the music that you like. I usually listen to rainstorms because that's I live in the desert. It's nice to hear rain. So and just listen. And what you do though, this is the hard part, is to stay focused with your attention going forward and slightly up, and to not let yourself drift off. We drift off quite easily
Mhm.
and we lose our attention. So what this is, a focused attention, relaxed, focused attention. So you keep it there and you hold it and you just watch. Because what starts happening is you do go into a hypnagogic state and you will start seeing images.
Ah,
And the more you do that, the more those images will start appearing. So if you can do that for 10 minutes a night, it will start opening up your clairvoyance. And it's really, really simple.
wow.
Really, but you have to do it. Yeah, you have to do it. The hardest part is not drifting off, because we all want to go, we're trained to be spacey, I think. So this is like a focused awareness, which will help you with your consciousness, actually,
Okay.
growing your consciousness. Yeah, it's a really fun, cool exercise. Super simple.
I'll have to try it and I'll get back to you on the next
Yeah, yeah, try it. Try it. Okay. So do you anything else you want to talk about? Or
No, that's it. And I think we're coming up to we need to Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Well, okay. So we're going to say goodbye. Please try those exercises and let us know how it goes for you. We want to hear about it, and like, share, subscribe, all those things.
I always
Anyway,
forget.
have a great day. It's always great talking to you, Kimmie.
You too. You too. You
All
too,
right.
guys out there.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
All right, I'm gonna stop.